All right, what's next?
Okay, from Boris N. I recently looked up John Wick 3 to see when it was being released and noticed it has a runtime of 143 minutes. This
Not
is
long enough.
This is 20 minutes longer than part 2 and 40 minutes longer than the first. Do you feel this may be too long for a fast-paced action film? Time flew by with part 2, so maybe I'm worried about nothing. Thanks in advance and also for being part of my daily routine. What do you think, Robert? Do you think these action movies are getting a little too long, or can you not get enough?
Hell no, I cannot get enough. I would watch a 5-hour John Wick movie because that just means more people are going to get shot in the head by John Wick. And there's I think the action genre has really, the American action genre has lost something. You know, it was sort of a staple. We got movies like Commando, the Schwarzenegger films of the 80s. And now we've seen some great foreign, like my beloved The Raid, or as I like to say, The Rad, and The Rad 2, even radder. If you haven't seen The Raid, it's on Netflix. Amazing. And these John Wick films bring back that just sense of mirth-filled action, adventure, and fun of one dude killing a bunch of other dudes. And I miss that from my youth. And I think Keanu Reeves, man, as an action hero, there's just something about him that works. I loved him in Speed. I loved him in The Matrix. I mean, I loved him in Bill and Ted, and I loved him in The River. But, man, I love these John Wick movies.
You just love him.
Make them longer. I do. I got a big man crush on Keanu Reeves.
Well, it's not a bad guy to have a crush. I'll tell you what, though. Number one, I cannot confirm that this movie is actually 2 hours and 23 minutes. I can't confirm that. But the little stuff I was able to find, yeah, everybody's saying it's 2 hours and 23 minutes. I'm actually going to go the other way. I believe that there are certain genres that work better and are more effective in slightly shorter packages. Like a good traditional comedy, great around the 90-minute mark, maybe 100 minutes. There's something about that when you start to go over that, it starts to draw out. And while I enjoy John Wick 2 very much, one of my criticisms of John Wick 2 might actually be that at times it just felt drawn out. Like when you have the pedal to the metal for too long, it starts to get a little bit fatiguing for an audience. And I can't help but wonder if a John Wick movie works better in 110 minutes kind of range. And I just can't help but wonder if, like, after about an hour of sword, gun, dogs, blah, 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 of all that, if at some point the audience goes from this to this. And I just can't. So that's the other thing I brought up a little bit earlier, wondering if in this movie, is it just nonstop, every assassin in the world's trying to kill me and I got to outkill them to survive? Or are they going to introduce a different dramatic plot, all this kind of things? My first reaction is I think they should have this shorter, but we won't know for sure until we see the movie, and then all will be revealed.
But one of the great things about the John Wick movies is the once again that word, the milieu, the world that it takes place in. They introduce all these really new, interesting characters, and we're getting Halle Berry, and I think that the world building is as important to the John Wick franchise as the action is. So if we get more of that world building and more of that sort of interesting world building that they've done so well in the first two movies, I think that would be cool, which is why I want a longer version. And I disagree with you. I disagree with you about the justice for Han Solo. But anyway, bring it on, longer movie.